Okay. I couldn't tell you how many times I just tried to record this video and I want to cry. I got mess. My energy is not all the way here. I keep mixing up my books. I tried to give you the books. I usually try to give you to them in weeks as they came out, but I don't feel like doing that anymore because I went through most of them and then mixed something up and I was like, nope, gotta start over, and now we're here. So we're just gonna throw ourselves into that. But I do want to start off with Infinity Reaper. By Adam Severa. I'm kind of excited for this. I mean, I was super excited for the first book because it's a sequel to Infinity Sun. I was super excited for this one. This came out last year, and I was also super disappointed after reading it. And normally I don't read books that are a part of a series that aren't completed. I wait until the series is completed to read it. But it's Adam Severa, and he's like my favorite author ever. Well, one of them, because V.E. Schwab, she's everything to me. But I love Adam Severa. I read his book More Happy Than Not some years back, and I hated it because it wasn't the kind of happy ending that I wanted. But, you know, when you get older and you realize that in its own way it was a happy ending, because he says so himself. He feels like all of his books have happy endings in their own way. And it's true, like, when you think of them and you think more objectively and what consists of a happy ending, it was technically a happy ending. However, at the time, it was not the happy ending I wanted. I wanted the happy endings we grew up learning what happy endings are. So I was a little disappointed, and I hated the book even though it was a good book. Like, objectively, I was like, yeah, it's a great book. I hate it. And I still stand by that. It was a great book, and I still hate it because it was not the ending I wanted. But he did release a deluxe edition last year. They gave us an epilogue with a much better ending, in my opinion. I mean, the first ending wasn't bad. It just wasn't what I wanted. But I like the epilogue and the new deluxe edition. And I'm going completely off topic. Either way, I hated that book, but something about it made me want to read his other one, so I did. I read They Both Died at the End. That was great. His most popular book, and everyone thinks that's his saddest book, but I think History's All You Left Me is his best book and his saddest book. I think They Both Die at the End is the happiest book. With that being said, I was so excited to hear he was releasing a fantasy book, and I was so disappointed in this book. But I think a lot of people were unnecessarily harsh about it. I think because he started this book, like, you know, he'd been writing this book for like 10 years. He said he started when he was like 19, and a lot of the writing and a lot of the story and world building was probably from when he was 19. And so I feel like and it was his first fantasy. I felt like they were too harsh and expectant of it. But based off the reviews, most people seem to like this way better than this one. Look at the thickness difference. Like, so I am excited to see what happens next. I'm so excited. It's so pretty. So many good blue books coming out this month. I'm still gonna try. So that came out March 2nd. I'm still trying to get at least mostly in the same month. I believe this also came out March 2nd. So Covet by Tracy Wolff. The third book of the Crave series. It's a vampire book. I have one more book to go until all four are out, and then I can read them. So these are the first two books. I don't feel like going to get my copies out. And it's so pretty though. They look so amazing together. Vampires. That's all I can say is vampires. That's all I know about the book. Look at that though. It sucks because Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, and Target, they each had their own exclusive edition with their own exclusive end pages, and I kind of wish I'd gotten my books from one or all of them so I could have those exclusive end pages, but it's not that big of a deal. Okay, there it is. So then there's I Think I Love You. It's gay and it has a pretty cover and it's blue, so I'm in love with it. By Ariane Desombre, I think. Emma is a diehard romantic. Sophia is pragmatic. Cue the drama, a sweet and funny debut novel about falling for someone when you least expect it and finding out that the real life romance is better than anything on screen. One day. Can't promise any day soon, but one day, when I make one of these videos, I will have read at least half of the books that came out the month that I'm making the video for. It's not this day. It probably won't be the next time either. It may not be for the rest of the year. But one day I'll be able to sit here and go through all of these books and tell you exactly what they're about. But for now, I see pretty book, I buy pretty book. I hate myself. And then there's Follow Your Arrow by Jessica Verdi. Gay, has pretty cover, bought it. Also, look at this. It says Follow Your Arrow and has little arrows. And I don't normally like the color pink, but I love the shade of pink in these end pages. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm in love with it. Lost Apothecary, where are you? Okay. So The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner was my March book of the month. Look, I think I said it in the last video, the February book haul release, whatever, that I had signed up for book of the month in February just for the one book, Honey Girl, and because I wanted it in hardback, and so I signed up for it because they were doing it. And I was like, I'll just cancel it after this one book. But you can't. You have to call them when you want to cancel your subscription. And social anxiety said no. So I never called them. So I was like, guess I'm going to just be stuck with this subscription. Which works out because this was a book that I wanted to pre-order. Because, you know, most of the books that I will be showing you and have shown you are generally pre-orders. Not because there's usually way more books. It's like, let me tell you, I've probably shown you in one of these other videos. But I have this list that is titled Books Waiting for Release, and each day, like the next day on here, because it's April 6th, because usually after books come out, I move them to the end of the list, so I at least still keep track of the ones that came out already. I just move them at the end of the list, so I know. But I get this list as books come out, so I know what's coming out, and usually there's way more books, and I have to make a decision between which ones that I really, really want of the ones that are coming out. So the ones I have here are not all the ones that come out in a month, just all the ones that I couldn't say no to. Everything else will have to wait until I can afford to go further. But so yes. So I had wanted to pre-order this, but it was like $27, I think, and I was like, guess not. But then Book of the Month had made it their March book, one of their March book picks, and I was like, guess I'm doing it because it would have been only $14.99, so I did it. And it's so pretty. I'm just in love with it. Couldn't tell you what it's about. A forgotten history, a secret network of women, a legacy of poison and revenge. Welcome to the Lost Apothecary. That is all I knew about this book when I got it. I just knew it was pretty and it had something going on. Okay. Then we have Down Comes the Night by Allison Saft. Love Makes Monsters of Us All. And it's blue and it's pretty. That's all I know. Well, two authors that I recognize had also did blurbs on the back. So that was, you know, a pro. I like when authors blurb books. Because then it's like, oh, I like this author. They like this book. I want to read it. He saw the darkness in her magic. She saw the magic in his darkness. Snow-drenched romantic fantasy that keeps you racing through the pages long into the night. Also, in pages, super pretty. And it also has like an etched design on the spine. I don't know what that is, but I can't tell if you can see it. But that's so pretty. I like how much time I can waste basically talking about nothing. Red Tigress is the sequel to this one's next to my bed so I can show the first book. So Red Tigress, pretty sure it also came out March 2nd. It's a sequel to Blood Heir, and look at them. They're just so pretty. Fantasy books, especially by authors of color, have just been getting like the best covers ever. I don't remember if this is a duology or not. I can't remember if this is the last book. If this is the last book, also, first of all, look at that. I get distracted by pretty, and the end pages are yellow. I get distracted by pretty book covers. The insides are pretty book covers. In the first book, okay, so I can't remember if this is a duology or if it's going to be more. Because if it's a duology, that means that now that both books are out, I can finally read it. And if not, then I can't. So I'm gonna have to. Actually, I guess I can look into that right this second. Just give me a few seconds. Ooh, blood, air. It's a trilogy, so I guess I will be waiting at least another year to read it. But I can stare at them for the next year. Then we have The Salt in Our Blood. Pretty cover. I know it has something to do with tarot cards. I think it has something to do with the mom drops the main character, off at her grandma's house when she's a kid with nothing but a pack of tarot cards, and then she grows up and she decides she's never going to be like her mom. I think she leaves. Her grandma dies and she's forced to move to New Orleans with her mother, and she determines to never be like her mother. And then we have, have I already shown this? Because I can't remember if I've already shown this in this specific video, because like I said, I've re-recorded this a million times. So I don't know if I've shown it in this video, but on the off chance that I haven't, The Bright and the Pale by Jessica Rubinkowski. 17-year-old Valeria is one of the only survivors of the freeze, a dark magical hole not mountain unleashed on her village. Everyone, including her family, is trapped in an unbreakable sheet of ice ever since she's been on the run from the Tsar, who is determined to imprison anyone who managed to escape. Valeria finds refuge with a thieves' guild, doing odd jobs with her best friend, Alik, the only piece of home she has left, that is, until he is brutally murdered. A year later, she discovers Alik is alive and being held against his will. To buy his freedom, she must lead a group of cutthroats and thieves on a perilous expedition to the very mountain that claimed her family. Only something sinister slumbers in the heart of the knot, and it has waited for years for release. So this is based on a Russian folklore. So, yes, I just knew it had a pretty cover and a nice name, and I wanted it. That's all I could have told you before just now. And then, now, we'll go into, hopefully, mostly books from next week. So the first book on this list is Ravage the Dark by Tara Sim. This is the sequel to Scavenge the Stars. Not sure where my copy of it is. It's either somewhere near me or in the closet. I couldn't tell you. And I don't feel like searching. But I also cannot remember if this is a duology or a trilogy. But I mostly like Tara Sim. I mean, I've only read one of her series. I liked all of her concepts for series, but the one I read, loved the first book. Kind of like the second one, but it got really dark really quick. And then the third one, I wasn't feeling it. The second one got really dark really quick, because the Timekeeper series, I love the first book. Second one was okay, got dark, and it made me anxious, and then I finished it. Then I started the third one, I got too anxious, so it took me like a month to actually finish it. And I didn't really care for it by that point. But the first book I really liked. I think that this is a duology. So, this is a sequel to Scavenge the Stars. That's the cover. Couldn't tell you what it's about. What am I showing you next? All the Murmuring Bones is right here. by A.G. Slatter. I had a digital arc of this from NetGalley. Mind you, they approved me getting an arc of this book the day before this book came out. I was like, what's the point? I'm literally gonna have it the next day. But it was pretty interesting. So this has mermaids and stuff. So basically, the family, for generations, they've like had to give up a child to the mermaids to the merfolk to prosper or whatever. And then for the last few generations, for the last few years, family was like, no, we don't want to do that. And so their life is like going downhill or whatever. And so the grandma's like, nope, we're gonna do something about it, even at the risk of the main character's freedom or whatever. And it was okay. It was pretty interesting. It's pretty dark and mythical and eerie, but I love the cover. I say go for it. I say read it. Sweet and Bitter Magic, where are you? I thought I saw it for a second. There's so much stuff, so many books next to me right now. That's not it. I thought I just saw it. Oh, it is right here. I did see it. Thought it was something else though. Okay, so Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrian Tooley. All I can tell you has to do with magic. Oh, and it's gay. I forgot to include that. It has to do with magic and it's gay. I said gay. Gay. So this magical gay has really pretty end covers, the side covers, braid edges, that's what they're called. So this is the Owlcrate exclusive edition with the sprayed edges or whatever. I'll end up owning this a second time whenever my March Rainbow Crate box finally come, but this was March's Owlcrate book, so it has sprayed edges because that's the exclusive part, and it's signed. It's just so pretty. It really is. I can't wait. I have no idea what it's about. I just know it's gay and magical. And then we have Can't Take That Away by Steven Salvatore. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Oh, my leg hurts. So, with this one, I can't remember. This Steven Salvatore is the same dude who wrote, the same person, who wrote The Gravity of Us, which I still haven't read, but I've been wanting to for forever. And I cannot remember if the main character in this book is trans or non-binary. Okay. Okay, I think the main character is non-binary because the first chapter is literally titled They, Them, There. And I love the I'm sorry how much time I just be wasted. I don't even know if y'all don't watch me, so it don't matter. The dedication, it says, for every Carrie Parker, you are loved, worthy enough. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure the main character in this one is non-binary. I love representation. It's so pretty. And also, it's purple. We gotta love that. And it has blue and pink. And it's such a pretty shade of blue and pink and purple. And I'm in love. I can't wait. I wasted so much time. Okay, like last month's book haul video was like 20 minutes, and those were 24 books. And even though I have about the same amount of books, it's taking me twice as long because I'm just here. But then we have Perfect on Paper by Sofia Gonzalez, the author of Only Mostly Devastated, which was an amazing book, mind you. And I'm super excited about this. what is this about? How her advice spot on, her love life way off. So, assuming she gives a bunch of love advice, but she can't fix her own love life, something like that, and it's queer as far as I know. So I'm excited for it. Also, because only most of the devastated great book, but also she has another book coming out towards the end of this year with Kel Dietrich, and he's an amazing author. I loved his books, The Love Interest and The Friend Scheme, amazing. And so I'm super excited that they're doing a book together. I can't wait. I know that's like months down the line when this book just came out this month, but it's such a good book. I'm excited. Then we have put it in perfect on paper. Can't take that away. Okay, so this book I don't technically own physically. I should have it, but I don't. So, Fragile Remedy by Maria Ingrande Mora. This book also came out today. And like I said, I'm supposed to have the Sweet and Bitter Magic a second time in the March Rainbow Crate box whenever it gets here. I'm also supposed to get Fragile Remedy in there, and unfortunately my box still isn't here yet, so I don't have it yet, but I will. So I wanted to include it in this video because it came out this month. Make sure I got all those. Ravage the Dark, All the Murmuring Bones, Sweet and Bitter Magic, Fragile Remedy, Perfect on Paper. Can't take that away. So, okay. And then the next week, March 16th, we'll start with Namesake. I just showed y'all this book in the last video since I read it last month. Well, this month. My bad. Excuse me. Sequel to Fable. Aren't they so pretty together? But yes, they came out. I was super excited for it because it's so pretty. And then we have Mirror Season by Anna Marie McLemore. And it's so pretty. I'm so obsessed with these bluish, purplish books. I own like 4 other books by this person, by this author. Mind you, I haven't read any of them. Also, I love dedication. So, to the Jane Does who came before me, the John Doe who came forward with me, and everyone who helps us remember we have names. And look, it's blue and pink. So I love that dedication. There was a reason I opened this book, and I don't remember what it was. Okay, and I like how on here it says this book contains discussions of sexual assault and PTSD. If you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted, please know that there's help and there's hope. If you don't know where to start with RAINN, RAINN, RAINN.org/resources, or 800-656-4673. This is why I did it. So, Dark and Deepest Red, Blanc and Roja, Wild Beauty, and When the Moon Was Ours. Those are the books that I own. I Need the Weight of Feathers. I think that's the one book I'm missing. They're so pretty. And the Namesake, Mirror Season, Queen of Gilded Horns, that fell on the floor. Love that for me. Queen of Gilded Horns by Amanda Joy is a sequel to A River of Royal Blood. Okay, let me see. Did it have pretty? No. Okay. This is a duology, I'm pretty sure. So now that it's completed, I can finally read it. And then we have... Also, wait, first of all, I didn't give you enough time to appreciate the beauty that are these covers. There's also another cover, at least one other alternate cover of this that matches this one more. But they're so pretty. And then I think one other book that came out this week, was A Better Bad Idea. Do I remember what it's about? No. A searing look, at a forgotten girl who has no good choices left but one better bad idea. A reckoning is coming, and not everyone is getting out alive. Evelyn Peters is desperate for a way out of McNair Falls, the dying southern town that's held her captive since the day she was born, desperate to protect her little sister from her mother's terrifying and abusive boyfriend, and desperate to connect with anyone, even fallen golden boy Ashton Harper, longtime boyfriend of the girl Evelyn can never stop thinking about. Beautiful, volatile, tragically dead Reed Brewer. Until a single night sends Evelyn and Ashton on a collision course that starts something neither of them can stop. With one struck match, their whole world goes up in flames. The only thing left to do is run, but leaving McNair Falls isn't as easy as just putting distance between here and there, and some secrets refuse to stay behind. I felt the need to read that because something about this book that drew me in when I first read that, and since I couldn't remember how to describe it, I just needed to read that to you, because you should go pick it up. And then, so March 23rd, I believe we are moving on to. And that starts with Girls with Rebel Souls. This is the sequel, not the sequel, excuse me, the third book of the series. I don't remember if this is the name of the series. I don't remember the name of the series because I don't think it's the name of the first book. But the first book was Girls with Sharp Sticks, and the sequel was Girls with Razor Hearts. And now that this series is completed, mind you, I bought these two books either the beginning of this year or towards the end of last year, thinking that it was a duology, and then like last month found out that there was a third book coming out, so I had to hurry up and pre-order it. So these are the first two books, and this is the third book that came out March 23rd. And then we have Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas. I showed this book. At least I showed the picture of this book in January because I read an e-arc of this book in January, and I was so grateful to have been given a chance because I love Aiden Thomas and I love Peter Pan. You can tell once again by my evil Peter Pan tapestry. So it's so nice to finally own a physical copy. It's so pretty. And then the last book of that week was The Unbroken by C.L. Clark. Pretty sure that this is gay. I think that's the reason I wanted it, because I don't remember anything else about this book. Every Empire Demands Revolution, an unmissable epic fantasy debut of uprising, espionage, and empire. So I don't know anything else about this, and I don't feel like reading the back. And then we have what I think are the last two books. What I hope and think are the last two books of this video. So we have Bone Crier's Dawn, which is a sequel to Bone Crier's Moon. Love is a choice. It isn't written in the stars. I don't know if this is going to be a trilogy or a duology. Let's look it up. Bone Criers Moon. So Goodreads is only showing two books, but then again, this book did literally just come out yesterday. So yes, this is a sequel to Bone Crier's Moon. I think my copy of the first book is somewhere in my closet once again, so I don't feel like searching for it. But I am excited to finally get a chance to, like, just how pretty is this? Like, I am obsessed. It's so pretty. I stare at my books a lot sometimes. And then hopefully last, and certainly not least, She's Too Pretty to Burn. Look at this. This is so pretty. An electric romance set against the rebel art scene sparks lethal danger for two girls in this expertly plotted teen thriller. Two girls, one fire, chance to be remembered. It's gay and it's pretty by Wendy Hurd. Alright, and let's see how many. I'm pretty sure just technically showed y'all 24 books. I have to make sure that I showed you all of them though. I'm hoping that I did, because this took a really long time to get through this video, and it took a really long time to complete one of these videos. Because I could not tell you how many times I've restarted this one video. So, I've shown you Infinity Reaper, Covet, I Think I Love You, Follow Your Arrow, The Lost Apothecary, Down Comes the Night, Red Tigress, The Salt in Our Bloods, The Bright and the Pale, Ravage the Dark, All the Murmuring Bones, Sweet and Bitter Magic, Fragile Remedy, Perfect on Paper, Can't Take That Away, Namesake, Mirror Season, A Queen of Gilded Horns, Better Bad Idea, Girls with Rebel Souls, Lost in the Neverwoods, The Unbroken, Bone Criers Dawn, and She's Too Pretty to Burn. So I'm pretty sure those 24 books. Those are not all the books that came out this month. There are plenty more that I have on this list, and ones that I don't have on this list, and several more that I want. These are the ones that I did get my hands on this month that came out this month. So, I would definitely recommend pretty much any of these books. I'm super excited to delve into half of these. And like I said, one day, not anytime soon, but one day I'll be able to do one of these videos and have actually read most of these books that have come out, or at least half of them that have come out the month that I'm showing you. But for now, that is unlikely to happen, as I'm still trying to catch up with the books that came out last year and the year before, and probably the year before that. So, until then, this was me, and this was my March book release book haul. Thank you if you bothered to sit through any of this. Sorry that this went significantly longer than it had to. And that I look a mess, and that I had no energy. But I am grateful. At this point, I'm just finding reasons to talk. I don't know. I think I'm just procrastinating, stopping the video. Okay, actually, for real. I'm gonna head out, fam. See ya. No, I gotta do it. Call me when you want, call me when you need, call me in the morning, I'll be on the way. Call me when you want, call me when you need, call me by your name, I'll be on the way. Like, okay, that was a mess. Okay, that song is about. Okay, well, I'll catch you on the flip side.